Give it 10 seconds. No long delay.
10 seconds.
So,
Testing, 1, 2,
testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. I think I've tested. Ready? Let's roll. Thank you for joining Passing for Perfect with Corey and Kynisha. I'm Corey, and this is Kynisha, and we'd like to welcome you back.
Welcome back.
We've been away.
Hiatus. That's what you call it.
Yeah, that's what it is. We're going on hiatus. Yeah, we're gonna call it a hiatus. Mostly my fault. I'll take the blame, good people. I'll take the blame for it being my fault. With me being a Pisces / Aries, they tell me that my Aries side is can be passionate about something and lose my passion for it quickly. So we took a little break.
Give him a round of applause for
around. Yeah, I'll take this one, y'all. So, but once again, we are back, and we thank you guys for joining us. This would be, I guess, we consider this season 2, huh, since we're right?
Sure.
Season 1, we had 10 episodes. Sorry, 10 episodes in season 1. If you like to listen to our previous episodes, you can catch those on audio on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Stitcher,
YouTube
to see the live video. All audio is streaming live on all your podcast platforms. So you can catch that anywhere. You'll be able to catch this one live on those podcasts. Stream those live on podcasts for your ride to work, for your commute to work, for your downtime, to catch up on those previous ones as well as this one.
Cleaning up around the house,
Yeah, cleaning up around the house, listening to us ramble. We try to give a little information as we go about. Since we've been off, some people may be new, first time listening. So we want to let you know that Passing for Perfect is, Passing for Perfect is not what people think it is. Like, some people have taken to thinking that we're perfect and that our relationship is perfect. And I think that's what some people got misguided with this, because the Passing for Perfect actually is conversations from an imperfect couple. So we never profess to be perfect, or that we haven't made mistakes in our relationship, our marriage, or that we're trying to be someone who we aren't, or we're trying to get your relationship to be like ours. Because, like we say, every relationship is different. Every marriage is like a snowflake. And so we're just here to give our point of view from our experiences on what we've been through, what we know, how we feel. It's an opinion piece.
And it's definitely not about relationships only. We discuss a multitude of things, and it's literally from our perspective. We have anybody who listens in live, they can comment. We share their comments. So it's
Ask questions,
hands-on event for us, for everybody involved. So we love for people to get involved, send us information that they would like to see shared and talked about and discussed. And if you just want to hear our point of view, because it's all our opinion,
Yeah, it's just opinions.
It's just opinions.
If you want to submit questions, we take questions via the Passing for Perfect page on Facebook. You can message us there. You can message us email us at passingforperfect@gmail.com.
FOR.
FOR. Yeah, we spell it out over here. FOR.
Right.
But yeah, that's where you can reach out to us. So don't be surprised if we may have our 14-year-old giving her opinion here and there. Our 23-year-old, he'll
That's our studio producer.
She's our studio producer, social media manager. So yeah, it's a family affair. I mean, If you'd like to be a guest and speak and be on live with us, you can message us on the Passion for Perfect page at Facebook. You can email us at passionforperfect@gmail.com.
Or put it on the message and we'll see
Put
if
it
we
in.
can add you in.
Put it in a
On
messenger
Instagram.
right now. We can we'll add you live today if we can. It'll so
Today,
this week's episode is going to be about a topic that we've seen this question asked 1,000 times.
a million.
And it's about the sharing of social media pages. And the thing with the sharing of social media pages, the most frequent response you get to that question from people who don't share a social media page is someone's cheated, infidelity, insecurity, control issues. Those are the main thing. You never get what's the word I'm looking for? You never get a positive spin on sharing a social media page. It's always viewed in a negative light. So disclaimer, we share a social media page. We don't share a social media page due to any type of infidelity,
Right.
insecurity issues, control issues, because I can't. Yeah, if someone had control issues, it would be the Leo. But that's not why we share. That's not why we share a social media page.
You think?
Hey, that's what. Hey, I'm just going by what the
Right.
traits of the Leo say.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so anyway, but I'm gonna let someone else speak for a moment, and then someone else would be me. So, because that's food. Anyway, we share a Facebook page, as in both of our names are on the Facebook page, and that's the only page we actually share. He has Twitter, I have Twitter. He has Instagram, I have Instagram, and I'm hardly on any of it. But we share a Facebook page simply because we went years with our separate pages, but we kept running into each other and talking on the same thing and speaking on the same things because we had all the same friends and of course family and all these things. So we were like, we might as well just have one page because we end up saying, talking on the same stuff or whatever the case may be. It was really no separation between us by way of Facebook. Instagram is my professional life for the most part, our business pages and everything like that. His Instagram is just his little, fun place to look at stuff that's popping up and watch people do silly stuff. But Twitter is his world.
Yeah, Twitter is my world. I live in the Twitterverse.
Right.
That's why I spend most of my time if it comes to social media. That's why I am.
And TikTok. TikTok has just taken over my life because I'm a comment reader, and I love the comment section on all of it. I love the comment section. That's where you find your life. But my thing is, what we have seen mostly is that, again, insecurity, infidelity, they're weird was the last thing I saw.
Weird. We're weirdos.
Simply because I feel like people judge or put a negative spin on things they don't understand. And if it's not something you understand or you don't get it, like I'd rather you just simply say, I don't get that. It's not something that I could do. Don't put a tag on what another couple decides to do with their couplehood.
Couplehood. Did you just invent a word?
Yes, I did.
Couplehood.
Couplehood.
Okay.
That's a new word for me. So it's free. Y'all can use it. Won't trademark it or anything like that. You're welcome to it. In the couplehood, the coupleverse, I feel like every couple needs to be able to do the things that work for them. It's not about what works for the general public. It's what works for you as a couple. And when people think it is something, not when people think, but when it is something out of the ordinary, the majority of the people don't know how to accept it. And then it automatically has a negative spin put on it. Now, Are there people out there who have joint pages because of infidelity? I'm sure. Because of insecurities? I'm sure. You know, but that's not the automatic go-to for everybody. So you can't lump people in under one tag and automatically put a negative light on someone's choice of how they, do a certain thing. I think that's my biggest issue with people.
When it's responded to is it's 95% negative. I'm not going to even give them. Yeah, it's not. I'm not going to say 100% because nothing is 100%. Right. Even for people who are secure in their relationships, their marriages, their whatever it may be, no one trusts anybody 100%. No. Nothing, nobody. It's just not realistic. And I think sometimes people put their unrealistic expectations on other people. Definitely. And they expect people to live in their fantasy world. And my thing is, this is always my question. Especially if you're a married couple that has that I understand individuality. I understand wanting to have your own thing and be your own person and this, that, and the third. But I think sometimes you guys take social media way too serious. And the fact that what are you doing or what is it about you that you can't share a page? I had one person say, well, we don't share a page. I can't just share a page with my spouse or my significant other, but they have all my passcodes and my passwords and access to everything on my social media. Then you share a page. You just don't comment from the same page. Because if I have access to everything that you have, we share it. That's what it is. It's shared. It doesn't open. It's open. Yeah. So and then you have the ones who say it's weird. I don't know who I'm talking to. What difference does it make? Are you going to talk to my wife differently than you're going to talk to me? Right. When it's on social media, it's a public platform. It's not like you're having private messaging. And I question some people who have, what is it? They'll say, I don't like that. I don't like that they share a page. So what is it? Are you upset that you can't, because they share a page, now you can't inbox them individually without the other one knowing? So what if that's the case? If you're that close to me that you can talk to me then you have my phone number. You can text me. Right. There's no reason for the message, send me a messenger on Facebook separately to tell me something. If it's not something, unless it's if it's some personal private stuff, then you should have my number. And if not, you can message me in my messenger, even though I share a page and say, hey, Corey, Kynisha, I need to talk to you individually. It's crazy.
You need me on the level where it's something that he can't be involved in, then you definitely have my information already if you're someone who needs me. Because other than that, what you want? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even somebody, if you don't have my phone number, you're not somebody who I would probably be talking to on a personal level anyway. Right. So, for somebody to be like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. You can't, I guess they just want everybody to know that if you message my husband or message my wife, I can see it. I can care less about that part, because if that's the case, people gonna do what people gonna do.
Yeah, nothing about about a shared page prevents infidelity. And if you're sharing a page because you think you're gonna prevent infidelity,
and nothing about sharing a page stops insecurity.
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel more secure. It doesn't decrease the likelihood of infidelity. At all. It doesn't do anything but let you share a page. And anybody who knows us knows who's talking. And my wife said, I hate your punctuation. So 9 times out of 10, if it's not punctuated, it's me. But that means you're just having a bunch of people. If you're one of those people who say, I don't know who I'm talking to or I don't know how to respond to which one of them. Because all the time, my wife is speaking and someone will reply to her in a comment, him, her, or he, like it's bruh. And that's because I promise y'all, if it's a back and forth of more than 2 posts on Facebook, it's not. If you're getting more than 2 sentences in that conversation, it's not me.
That's not true. You will go in sometimes
Nah, on my sports pages.
No, some things touch you a little bit and you'll get in there.
Yeah, it's random though.
It's random. But I feel like if you are doing the same page thing for insecurity or for infidelity, you all need to go do something else. Like you all need to probably not be on social media.
Yeah, let's get some counseling.
Get some counseling. You know, get some professional counseling, not some friend counseling and all that stuff. Not even some church counseling. Get some actual counseling from some people who studied this and work in this and has experience in relationships and things like that, so you can get to the root of what the issue is. Because sharing a page is not going to make you more secure, and sharing a page is not going to stop that person from getting out there and stepping out, because they're just going to find a more clever way to do it. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rebellious kid. When you take something from them, they're going to find a way. If that's what they want to do, they're going to find a way. That you getting in and saying, oh, we're going to be sharing a page from here on out. All right, then cool.
And if you're married,
you don't share the same 24 hours.
And if you're married and you're in a relationship, like what is it that what do you feel in that marriage? You're trapped and you can't be an individual. That's why you want your separate pages, so you can do and say the same things you do and say things that you're comfortable with, because y'all don't share a page. But if y'all have separate pages and y'all follow each other, anything that you would say or do, they're gonna see anyway. So I don't really get the I can't share a page with my spouse because
it's part of my
individuality. It's part of my individuality.
Social media shouldn't be a part of your individuality unless you got like
a business page,
or a influencer page.
Yeah, you're an influencer or something like that.
You're making money
off of that page.
Because your personality is coming through and you're doing these videos and things that people are doing, that they are making real money off of it because their personality is coming through and they're sharing all these different little things. And now it's actually turned into a business, but social media, Lord help us, should not actually be a part of your makeup as far as your personality, your individuality is concerned.
The first word in that is social. Like it's socializing, social interacting.
Just out here talking.
It's like out here talking, sharing information, ideas, opinions, feelings.
Entertainment.
It's entertainment. And
it shouldn't be that deep, know.
And some people take it way, way too deep as far as. And then I have a question. And if anybody has a question or comment, I'll post your comment, your question, and we'll answer it individually. But my thing is, what is it about you and your spouse that you can't share a page? What are you doing that you don't want your spouse to see when y'all share a page? And it's not saying the majority of people aren't doing anything or aren't, like, for the most part, most of my married friends have separate pages, but they had separate pages before they got married. So it wasn't no real reason for them to join a page. I don't know. I know maybe 3, 4 tops
that have a joint page.
They have a joint page that are personal friends of ours. Mm-hmm. Like, so I think people make, because it's like the loud minority. It's such a small number of people that actually share social media pages that, in comparison to the number of people on Facebook, that I don't really understand why that becomes a big sticking point, a big question. Like, okay, so do you want to shoot your shot at me or my wife in our message? Like, It's crazy because if you know I'm married and you know if she's married and you want to shoot your shot and Messenger's the only place you can think of to do it, then do you really want to shoot your shot? Like people who are trying to be sneaky, infidelity, or whatever, they're gonna find a way. Like if that's what they want to do. And I think people use social media as an excuse. I mean, for some people, it does make it easier because they're able to reach out to people they wouldn't be able to normally reach out to on a daily basis.
And that's fine.
But those are people who have intentions of cheating. You just don't randomly, because you have a social media page. Social media doesn't turn you into a cheater.
I mean, it feels like this when people say, "Oh Lord, somebody must have cheated," or "Oh Lord, somebody's insecure." What's the alternative to that? Is that if I had a private page or an individual page, that I'm going to cheat?
Like, yeah,
you know, or I'm supposed to be secure and have the room to be able to cheat because I have a page that he can't access. You know, like that's the flip side of somebody saying, "Oh, y'all got a shared page. Somebody must have cheated, or somebody must be insecure." So I'm supposed to be secure just because I have an individual page.
Yeah,
I know plenty of insecure people who have individual pages.
The
I
majority
know plenty of cheating people who have
I mean, and I know
joint pages.
joint
That's
pages,
cheating.
that's cheating.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I don't understand why people tag things a certain way because it's just something that they wouldn't do. Just say I wouldn't do it. It's cool.
yeah,
You know,
and
ain't
leave it
nothing
at
wrong
that.
with you saying that you wouldn't do it.
You don't have to speak negativity into someone else's relationship because the way they move in their relationship is not the way you would move in
Can
theirs.
I be petty for a moment?
Hold a petty thought.
Okay.
Let's hold a petty thought.
Okay. Might lose it.
You know, go ahead then. Get it. Hit it.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
So,
yeah.
My petty of that is the same people who want to say, y'all share a page because of infidelity, or they must have a page together because somebody's insecure. Some of them same people, probably about 90% of those same people, especially women, sorry y'all, but especially women, would die and have fits if their significant other wouldn't give them the password or passcode to their phone. If they walked up on their significant other and said, "Give me the passcode to your phone," and they refused, they would probably have a whole meltdown. But we got a problem because we share a page. Well, guess what? We don't need passcodes, right? Because we already on this thing. It is what it is.
Yeah, and then we don't, on top of that,
don't actually care.
Yeah, we don't even have, I don't have a pass. Yes, I don't have a passcode on my phone.
No, me either.
And when I did have one on there, it was because Google Pay makes you put one on there when you have Google Pay. But like, if you're looking for trouble, you're gonna find trouble. It's hypocritical. Is the gist of it, that it's hypocritical
to say that a couple sharing a page has an issue, but a lot of these same people would fall apart if they couldn't get into their spouse's phone at will.
Right.
You know, if they felt like, well, I'm supposed to be able to see what you're doing if I want to see what you're doing. Why? Is that not an insecurity?
That's definitely insecurity.
Isn't it? Like, I remember the mad rush to know your significant other's passcode. You know, I remember that when that was a thing, where everybody was like, "Oh, I got the passcode to that phone, and this is that and the other." So that's not an insecurity, you know? So it's like you have to be careful how you label other people and what they do.
And speaking
on other people's stuff, because once again, what you all do in your relationship or however you handle it is not necessarily what we're going to do with our relationship. Y'all see me?
You're losing it. And what another thing with that, like I tell people this also, Like like my friend say that we're different. Our relationship is extremely different. And we should not go on social media and talk about relationships because we're more comfortable in who we are in a relationship than the majority of the people are. Like it's and we were just having a conversation with a friend, another couple who we're really close to, and we just had this conversation today that um what you would deal with in a relationship, I won't deal with in a relationship.
Right.
What he'll deal with in a relationship, I won't deal in a relationship, and she won't deal with what she will, and vice versa. And that's the biggest thing. Like, I think people have such a traditional, routine, cookie cutter, in a box thought process when it comes to relationships that anything that doesn't fit in their box is not right or it's wrong or it's that don't make sense. You're only doing that because he won't because she did this or that he won't do that, and they try to make it seem when you don't see relationships being what you saw on TV, then it's not realistic. It's not a real relationship, which is bullshit.
Backwards.
Which is ass backwards because on TV TV.
There are the most fictional place.
Is the most fictional place in the world, and there are no real relationships on TV, regardless of if it's scripted, reality TV, unless it's a documentary where you're following people randomly in their relationships and they don't know the cameras are on. It's not real. Unless you're doing a biopic of someone's relationship, then what you see on TV isn't real. And the truth of the matter is, even when they do a biopic, people add things to these biopics to give it extra.
Yeah.
To give it that extra energy, that extra lift, to make it more entertaining. Drama sells. My friend also said today, anybody who pretends that their relationship is perfect or doesn't have any problems, she doesn't trust them. And I get that because every relationship goes through something.
I mean, at the end of the day, what people see on social media, with every, you can apply the same, we share a social Facebook anyway, social media page. And you just need to apply real life rules to every person that you know that's on social media in a relationship, whether the page is joint or not. Because at the end of the day, if he feeling some type of way about something, he gonna post it. If I'm feeling some type of way about something, I'm gonna post it. It's coming from the same page. But if you see other people as they are out and they're in a relationship and they post something and we all know when people got a little something on their heart. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't change who you are as an individual. It's just coming from the same doggone page. And I mean, how that turns into a problem for so many, I will never understand. Okay, great. You won't do it. That's fine. I get you won't do it. But let's be real for a second. Explain to me outside of, I just want my own page. Why not? Why can't you? What's the issue there? Like, what is it in your heart that's saying, this is mine? I ain't sharing it. It's social media, people. People just floating around random foolishness on social media. If you're not floating around random foolishness, you take social media too far. You are taking that too serious. If you're not like a social media activist out here, fighting for the people, posting things, other than that, we what we need to be. We don't need to be on here taking everything so goddamn seriously. Just because I love those posts that say, for all I'm in a relationship, still in high school, don't have a job, and all of that according to social media. You don't have a clue what somebody really has going on outside of what you're reading on social media unless you know them in real life. And a lot of us post some things on social media that I laugh at because I really do know you in real life.
Right. And that's the thing that gets me, because we know you in real life in most cases when we read social media. And I just laugh because I know you in real life. I know you don't talk that way, those are the conversations you have. None of that. So
I don't understand why it begins to be so serious when and so hard for people to not put their mouth on other people's situation. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we say this segment is about, joint pages and things like that, but it's not as much about joint pages as to why you feel you got to put your mouth on joint pages.
right.
Why do you feel the need to put your mouth on anything that doesn't look like what you think it should look like? Because there are some very eccentric people out here. We, I think, are considered a bit eccentric by some people.
Yeah.
Especially by way of our relationship and how we conduct our relationship.
How we move,
so
how we act.
everybody ain't gonna look the same in the way that they do things. You know what I'm saying? So if you're one of those people who put a negative spin, you need to look back at yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's something going on with you that you feel like everything has to have a negative outlook on it. Like it shouldn't bother you like that. And we're saying all this because we have seen some real serious comments about people who share a page. Like people are really bothered. And I had no idea it was so bothersome. I love the funny comments where people are like, I'm on here talking, telling somebody happy birthday, and I'm just like, happy birthday, y'all. I'm like, that's awesome. I love it. We thank you, whatever. But if you can take it lightly and make a joke out of it, and that's great, because really that's all social media is. And I think that's actually funny that when a couple, it says Corey and Kynisha's birthday is today, and you're like, happy birthday, y'all. Cool, because you're clowning along with us.
You're taking it.
You're not taking it so seriously, and we're gonna say thanks from both of us. You know what I'm saying? But there was some other comments that tripped me out, other than the weirdo, because Mr. and Mrs. Weirdo. Someone said, yeah, because I'm talking to her, but I'm also talking to the husband that I don't know. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can do that. You can talk to, the person you don't know. That's how you get to know people, right? By talking to them. So it's like we got to step outside of our own thought process on some things and just let things flow. Just be real. If you can't do nothing else, just be real. You don't have to want to do it when you see Corey and Kynisha. You don't have to want to do it.
Right. And it looks like we're not streaming everywhere like we should be, but we'll post the live where it didn't stream later. But for some reason it's not working. And I just realized that a few minutes ago. So that's what I was fiddle faddling with, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, just because you would do something, don't speak negatively on someone who does do that. And that's the biggest thing for me. I mean, um everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's like I'll be 49 in 13 days. That's close enough to 50 for me, to the point where probably I've always pretty much been like this for most of my life. But I'm to the point where assume whatever you desire. I'm not about to have conversations. I'm not about to try to defend myself. I'm not about to try to um entertain your insecurities and your ignorance when it comes to something as simple as a joint social media page.
Yeah. I am
She's changed since she turned 40, y'all. 40 has changed her.
It has not. It
Okay.
has
The lies she preaches.
it has enlightened me.
Oh, that's what we're going with, enlightenment.
I'm enlightened
Mm.
because the things that used to mean something to me don't mean anything anymore.
Okay. God,
You know what I'm saying? And things that I used to try to do, as far as I'm a what did they call me at work? Perfectionist, as they say. They say I'm a perfectionist. I don't know about all that. But I don't care no more, you know? And if you don't like it, whatever. I've hit that stage of my life. I haven't hit that stage like they say the old people, they can't wait to hit a certain age so they can say what they want to say and don't nobody say nothing back because they old. I don't think I'm gonna ever be there because I'm still trying to make sure I don't, go overboard. Um, but the thing is that I finally hit that place where it's like, yeah, you mad? Ah, you'll be all right. I'm there. So, and where I used to, if somebody would say something or ask something or need something, I used to be Miss Fix It, where I'm like, okay, I got it. Okay, okay, okay. And now I'm like, no. Well, why you can't do this? I'm like, I don't want to. So I've changed, I guess he says, but I feel like I've been enlightened. I have taken the load off myself.
She's the enlightenment. Okay.
I'm enlightened.
Okay.
I'm no longer inclined to cater to other people.
That's what we're doing.
That's it.
Gotcha.
Too old for that. 40.
Too old. They
I'm 40 now.
I'm not gonna.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah, because we got, so we're not catering to people. That's what we're not doing.
No.
Glad I'm not people. I'm just letting you know. Entertaining.
Selfish.
That's
Anyway.
spoiled. It's a difference.
Oh yeah, very much. This is you off the rails now, but you definitely are very spoiled.
It's not selfish.
That's selfish. Being spoiled is a selfish trait.
By definition, it's a selfish trait, perhaps, maybe, but it's not.
Perhaps maybe.
Selfish. Yeah, we can. I mean, we always we have our crack research over here. You can always look up the definition of spoiled and see if it's a synonym for selfish.
Brat. Add brat to it.
Mm.
But I mean, look, see, you off topic. All the way.
There's always a moment off the rails, y'all. I do apologize, and it's normally me.
Yeah, usually. So at the end of the day, I think that the biggest takeaway from people and the social media pages and all these things that, I find it.
You're too tickled by your research. What do you have for me now?
My mama said bread definitely is still going.
You still working? What was your bread definition?
It said spoiled. I believe it's spoiled. It said of a person, especially a child, harmed in character by being treated too leniently or indulgently.
See there?
He acts like a spoiled brat.
Leniently and indulgently. I've just been treated.
Leniently and indulgently.
Yeah, I've been treated, differently. That's all. That makes me spoiled. It doesn't make me selfish.
I'm no longer inclined to oblige.
And what? Spoiling me?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say that on the national worldwide Beyonce's internet?
Not Beyonce's internet.
Just,
Anyway.
Get
Anyway.
that up.
Spoiled is definitely not one of those
Yeah,
synonyms.
Anyway, basically, what I think has happened is that when people are talking about simple as a couple sharing a page, they're basically telling on themselves and who they are. You know what I'm saying? As in their thought process. And they speak to insecurities about that couple, but you're also speaking to your own insecurity whenever you say stuff like that. Because how are you not able to share a page? Not that you have to, but how are you not able
What
as
is
a
it?
couple,
Yeah,
as a couple, as a married couple or whatever?
Couple. What
How
is
are
it
you not able?
that
Like
you're
you
not
share
able
got
to share
doggone
a
thing
page?
else.
You share everything else. You share a bed. You share the bank accounts in most cases. You share. Some people share cars. You share retirement plans. You share a child. You share the kitchen.
It's like what is it that you're insecure about?
You share
Are you
everything.
insecure about you losing your individuality for sharing the page? Or is you insecure about something being found out that you don't want found out? Or are you insecure about, you know, feeling like you're losing control? You know, those are all insecurities as well. Be careful how you put your mouth out on other people because it reflects back on you in some sort of way. You
I
know,
know what they say when you point a finger. That's
and
forward
and,
pointing
and
back
that
at you.
is, I think, what the gist of my, you know, thought process is when I see these people talking. It's like, really? That's what you think? You think it's an insecurity trait? What you think we think about you? That you can't do it. That is not something that feels natural. It feels natural to us.
Right. It's not. It's not that big of a deal.
It's not. And it's just amazing.
She wouldn't want to share my Twitter anyway.
No,
Yeah, she would want.
no.
She,
It's Lord, my
it-
child is in the studio.
it gets wild on my
No.
Twitter.
Y'all see my face? Hold up. No. It's no. Like if I was insecure, he would not be allowed to have Twitter because that's how it goes down on his Twitter. So, woo.
Okay. And with that, this has been a beautiful welcome back to Passing for Perfect. Glad you were able to join us.
He never likes to be talked about.
Once again, no, we're not talking about me. Once again, you can find previous episodes on Spotify, Google Podcasts, as well as Apple Podcasts, pretty much anywhere there are podcasts. Just search Passing for Perfect with Corey and Kynisha. If you are looking to give us a topic for next week, you can email us at passingforperfect@gmail.com. You can also message us on our Passing for Perfect page. You can also follow us, like us on Facebook at Passing for Perfect with Corey Kynisha. Subscribe on YouTube with Passing for Perfect with Corey and Kynisha. It's hard to say that many times. Get tongue tied. You got anything else for us tonight, ma'am? Any words of wisdom, encouragement?
Sure. As we move forward, we're in 2022 now. We should be in a place where we are far less judgmental of one another.
And we should be in a place to where, as friends, we should be able to speak the truth to one another and get over it and move forward and be okay. Yeah, anything for us, Nyla? Any words of wisdom, encouragement?
And all of your 14 years that you'd like to share?
I got a quote of kindness.
What's your
that?
quote of
It's
kindness?
from Maya Angelou.
From Maya Angelou. Let's do it.
She said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Be kind.
Perfect.
That's right.
Works with this episode. Perfect.
And with that, good night, Gracie. Peace.